Okay, but of course you made the service totally free for K through 12 schools right now. So how many schools do you know have taken you up on this offer?
Wow, there are a lot actually. Around 85,000 K-12 schools all over the world are using Zoom now. I think that number is growing every day.
By the way, this video is a friend of mine who's a professor, Farlin Chang, and he's teaching his courses remotely. And he's got that Golden Gate background, which I see you have as well. But look, he just switched it. That's a feature that you can do, right? Just switch your background?
Absolutely. I can go anywhere. So.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that pool looks very inviting. Take us somewhere like Zen like that. That's fantastic. I want to ask you, though, how are you guarding users' privacy, right? As all these school kids, their faces are up there, or the companies talking about sensitive company information. How are you protecting their data and their privacy?
Yes, it's a great question. First of all, we do have all those built-in features for security and privacy. However, it used to be like a corporate IT team, look at all the settings, enable, disable different settings for the end user. For now, a lot of K-12 schools, a lot of end users, is mainly we need to focus on education to make sure they understand there are so many security or privacy features like a password, like a waiting room feature, disable some features for some attendees, and more like education. Because we already have all kinds of very, very good security and privacy features built in.
But anytime you have technology, you always have people looking for ways to abuse it. There have been a couple reports of trolls on public Zoom calls, right? Like Chipotle recently suffered with somebody putting up inappropriate graphic content during that call. What can you do to guard against that?
First of all, you have to set up a meeting password, right? And protect your meeting ID. Don't let other people know that. You have a meeting password and protect your meeting ID. Enable your waiting room feature. You manually bring in all the participants into the meeting. I think it's pretty secure. And I use Zoom for almost more than 80 years. I did not see a single meeting where somebody else, strangers, broke into my meeting.
Okay, that's good. I want to ask you, do you think we'll ever go back to the way we used to communicate and work? Or do you think this outbreak, and the fact that we're turning to the technologies that are available now, including Zoom, have kind of changed the way we work and live forever?
You're right on. This crisis, this outbreak completely changed the way we work in the future. And I do not think every employee, they always need to go back to office work. To work from home will become a mainstream in the future. I'm not saying everyone, will need to go back to home to work. However, like once a week, and a lot of employees will feel flexible to work from home, not to mention climate change, to have the carbon dioxide emission as well.
Yeah, that is very true. We actually just showed that, right? That the amount of pollution has just disappeared almost completely in Europe and now in some of the pockets where we have shelter in place here. But you know what? With success, there are always challenges, right? So with everybody now trying to use Zoom, what are the biggest technical challenges that you're facing? And to the customers who are experiencing some issues related to growth issues, what's your message to them?
I think ultimately the two things. One, we need to check our capacity every day because there's so many users all over the world that the number is growing. Make sure we have enough capacity. That's number one. Number two is more like for the new users. We need to make sure focus on the product experience, keep educating them, right? Like this privacy, how to enable those advanced security features. It's more like a training session. I think those two are probably the biggest challenges so far.
All right, Eric, I got to ask you before we go, because I've kind of wondered, if you could do a Zoom meeting with anyone, past or present, alive or not, who would you pick?
Unfortunately, my father passed away the year before I started the company. If I can meet with my father over Zoom, I can share what we did over the past several years. I feel I would be very, very, very happy. And unfortunately, that will not happen.
Well, maybe he's watching out for you and looking down from above. We hope that is the case. But Eric Yuan, you are doing great things, innovating and keeping the world connected at this very critical time. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you spending the time to chat with us today. Good luck.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, Eric Yuan from Zoom. We're going to take a short break and be
Get the weather you want and get it now on the ABC7 News app.